for the second time today. Doing stuff, hanging out. Check out the, we can go and check out the cake, which came out okay. I actually I think that I would have liked to have better. Then we got the beagle. Oh, the beagle's finally around. There she is. She's been smelling everything. I don't know what her deal is, but she's been smelling everything. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with her, but she's definitely smelling everything. Okay, so anyway, yeah, so the cake came out, which was a recipe that I was messing with of my own. And I honestly think that I would have liked to not done it the way I wish I would have just pulled the foil off of it from earlier, and then just kind of let it kind of hang out in there for like 5 minutes and then pull it out. But generally, they said when cooking with the things that I was cooking with, which was a lot of alcohol and a lot of fruit, that I needed to sort of put it back in there and let it hang out for about a half hour. And I did that, and I don't think when I do the recipe myself, what's up, GH, that I'm actually going to do that. Let me eat cake. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it in there, but I think if I'll bring it up here and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. The sides, because there was a lot of sugar in this. There's a ton of sugar in this, and the sides and the edges kind of crisped up a little bit. So I think this is still really, really warm. I think when it comes down to what it all comes down to, I'm going to trim that off. Now, I don't think I'm going to do that tonight, but I'm going to trim that off and then do a custard, like a sort of a custard style glaze over top of it. I think that's what's going to happen. But I should have pulled it when I wanted to pull it and not listen to the internet, because it's got a great texture to it, and it is really dense, like a fruit cake, but without all the hassle. And that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to find a hassle-free fruitcake, because I love fruitcake. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I am an eggnog and fruitcake kind of guy. So anyway, that's where I'm at with that. Huey, what's going on, buddy? But yeah, I'll say, hey, Mercy B, how are you? How are you? Good to see you. Now over here, and this is going to be this is definitely breaking in the new year. I have the island set up, built, put together, whatever you want to call it. That's all done. The baker's rack put up. So this is going to be, that's one of the reasons that I did the afternoon stream. I was trying to kind of get some ideas of where the camera would sit, the lighting, all that kind of stuff. And this is going to be definitely new to me, as much as it's not going to be as new to you as it is to me. I'm trying to figure out the flow. I've got over back here, the other thing we're going to be messing with tonight. I've never cooked with beef tallow before. So I'm going to do some fries and some beef tallow. What I did with that is I went 50% older oil that I'd already had in here before, but had filtered out. And then I went 50% tallow. And from what I had read, that's actually a good thing. So, and one of the reasons I did it was because when I use brand new oil, it doesn't brown right. It doesn't get that brown look that I wanted for the chicken sandwiches. So I left oil that I've used a couple times. It's not old oil by any means. It's maybe a week and a half at the most. But I've already used it a couple times, and so I want that brown look. And I put about probably, I would say, 2 pounds of tallow into there. So maybe a little under, maybe a little more. Who knows? But anyway, that's what I'm going on with back there. So we're gonna do some chicken. We're gonna do crispy chicken, and we're gonna do some French fries, and that's what we're gonna do tonight, and hang out. So I hope everybody is having a great New Year so far. It's pretty old. It's kind of too early in the game to kind of mess it up, but you know, things happen. So anyway, let's start off the new year. We got a new way to cook, deep fry some stuff. We got a new recipe over there for the holiday fruit cake, and we're gonna try out a few things. And like I said, the island is a lot bigger than I thought. And the funny thing about the island is that in the pictures, I bought this offline, and the door is actually on the other side, which is it was like a reverse thing. So when I put it together, the door was on the opposite side that it was supposed to be on. So I'm still filling it up. But we're gonna come over this way, and we're gonna come back over to what is familiar, which is the board and all that. And we're gonna cut up some potatoes. We're gonna get those soaking to get the starch off of them. We're gonna move the cake out of the way. And over on this side, over around here, which there will be some more of these shots, I guess. Over around through here, we've got our buns. Those are setting up, and they've been sitting out and are rising up, as the Survivor song says, straight to the top. They got the guts, they got the glory. So, and that's where we're at with that. So let's get going. Get our potatoes peeled. We'll get those in some water. Get those, get the starch off of them, and we're gonna go from there. Looks good, bro. Thanks so much, Huey. Appreciate it. But if everybody can hear me and see me okay, if you could smash that like button for me, I'd really, really appreciate it. Let me glove up. Man, it's just great to have so much room in here now. It was so fun to do earlier stream today. I had places to set stuff and all that. I've definitely needed the island for a while, and this one, I mean, I've ordered so many, and they've gotten damaged or something's happened to them on the way to get to me, that they never seem to pan out. But so far today, this one panned out. That is so much nicer to be able to hang out and do those like that. But anyway, I've got a few potatoes. I don't know how, I think I'm only going to do a couple, but we're going to get our potatoes peeled up and all that. And I can actually see what everybody's doing back there in the back, sort of. But yeah, I'm definitely liking the fact that I can set stuff off to the side and do other things. And I did want to talk about what's coming up for this year. There'll be a lot more videos. For the past couple weeks, I've been sitting around kind of playing with stuff and learning how to do some editing and work with some software that I never really took much time to do before. And I really want to expand this year into doing some videos, because a lot of the stuff that I want to do with you guys, a lot of things I want to show you are things that because around here that kind of make things happen for this, I can't really do, because I can't really do it in like an hour and a half. So by doing the videos, we'll be able to do, be able to go to the dairy with me, and you'll be able to go hang out, butcher shop, and sort of some of the longer stuff, like the sourdough stuff that I've been messing with, and, just a lot of different things that people ask me about, even email me sometimes about, the restoration videos and all the stuff that I see other people doing, and, my way of doing it that I want to share with everybody. I can't always do that because I'm doing it in 90 minutes. So anyway, so we got that coming up. Let's see. What color is your skin? Why do you care? That is the weirdest thing. That might be the weirdest thing anybody's ever asked me on these live streams. That's funny. Lily, how are you? Good to see you. Fowls, Black Cats rules. Good to see you again today. I am so glad you're feeling better. Feeling good enough to go out there and shovel snow. We got Rick with us tonight. We got Huey from Hog Wild Cast Iron hanging out with us tonight. I think I saw Ronald in there. I'm not wearing my glasses, so I'm kind of my glasses are over there, but I'm not. I kind of get tired of using my glasses when I'm up close, so I don't need them. It's only when I have to look across to the screen, I'm actually figuring something out to get that straightened around so my screen is a little bit closer, so I don't have to wear my scripts to see what you guys are talking about. Make that a little bit easier. So there are 2 or 3 potatoes at the most, and I'm going to do those while we fry the chicken and all that. There we go. We'll set these off to the side. We'll set these onto here. Let's see. Once we get the Sterling's now, go live. LOL. Access point outside. Clean and chat. Yeah. Cool. Very cool. HB wearing PayPal investments. I don't know what that is. You lost me on that one, GH. Yeah, that one didn't make it to me. But anyway, so we got our potatoes peeled. We're gonna get those cut real quick. Actually, I don't know why I put them back in there, because I'm gonna get them cut real quick, and then I'm gonna dunk them into some cold water. We're gonna get their other things. The one thing I'm not having on my sandwich tonight, which I'm kind of disappointed about, is tomato, because I forgot tomato when I was at the store yesterday, along with cornstarch. And so we're going to, it's going to be lettuce and maybe some kind of an aioli maybe, at the most, on the sandwich, but that'll be alright too. So usually when I get a chicken sandwich, if I don't get a buffalo chicken sandwich, I just sort of get a, what do you call it? I just sort of get the lettuce, tomato, mayo. That's really what I get on my sandwich. So I'm not really out too much with this, to be super honest. Let's see. Ghastly garb. What the heck? Priestly garb. Let's see. Yummy cut fries. I only had the strength to move. But yeah, definitely want some cut fries. I really want to find a good curly fry maker. That's the thing I really like. Man, when I talk about French fries, I like curly fries. That's my ultimate when I can get to French fries. And I'm gonna throw these in with in with the chicken. And the chicken shouldn't take, I'm just gonna use like 2 chicken breasts, and that's gonna be it on that. Some of these I want bigger, some of them I want smaller. I like a steak fry. I really do like a good steak fry. But these potatoes were a little, I don't know, potatoes around here have been a little, I don't want to say sketchy, but they've definitely, they seem like they're not as fresh as usual. I'm really excited to fry in the tallow. That's what I'm really kind of stoked about. I have never cooked a beef tallow before. And now that my butcher shop has the tallow there and ready to, like, anytime I want it. Like this time I bought, when I picked this up this time, I think I picked up 8 pounds of tallow. Which seems like a lot, but it actually isn't that much. It's not a crazy amount of tallow. Let me rinse these off. We'll get those soaked in water for about a couple minutes. I'm not gonna go too crazy with soaking them. I'm just gonna rinse off that first round of starch. And that's gonna be about it on those. Yeah, I've always said I've never been much of a Crisco user, but Crisco is not good for you. Like, well, and people like even like seasoning cast iron. I've never used Crisco to season my cast iron, and I know that I may be turning some folks off on saying that, but they're like, well, what does it hurt? I don't know what it helps. Yeah, you can get a great finish, but you can get it's kind of like, what's the linseed oil stuff that people a lot of times use? Somebody would be able to tell me. It's like one thing away from linseed oil. Flaxseed oil. That's the word I was looking for. I don't use flaxseed oil either. This makes no sense to me. Let's see, ever since we got the big air fryer, my wife uses it for fries. Oh, okay. Yeah, but yeah, flaxseed oil and Crisco, it's just never. I mean, yeah, you can make your cast iron look really nice. I've seen people do some great things with cast iron or with Crisco, but I don't use it. Not a fan by any means. See how that? Oh yeah, that's heating up really nice. Where we got the stove. We'll cut up some lettuce real quick. The lettuce is clean. I already rinsed it off for our sandwiches. There we go. That romaine. Got that romaine. Use canola plus special darkening ingredient. Oh, okay. You can keep your special darkening agent. I guess that's a secret or something. There we go. And cut that down just a little bit. I like using romaine lettuce because it's so much easier to cut. And I like the little spiny pieces in the middle. I kind of like bitter lettuce. I've realized that as I've sort of done things in the world. I like bitter lettuce more than I like the regular, whatever the head lettuce is called at the grocery store. So let me scrape that into there. You can't go wrong. Crunchy lettuce, you can't, yeah. Or you can't go fog either. You can't go fog. So anyway, let's get this out of the way. Because I want to get this egg wash made. And I'm going to we're going to do some sesame buns. And maybe some sea salt. I think maybe some sea salt as well for the buns. I think that's definitely in order. Let's get an egg wash made real quick. For that, made. Alright, so we got that. And egg wash made for our buns. There we go. Hello, Texas. Hello, England. Who's in from England? Oh, Seaglass. Seaglass is here. Wow. That's like a special guest star. We haven't seen Seaglass in a month or so. Maybe even longer. Seaglass, thank you so much for showing up. Good to see you. Western New York says cold hello. Yeah, I'm actually, up until I put on, actually till all day I've been watching Oswego, New York. That's where I've been watching like all day long. Because they are having they're right there on the lake. And I always say that I have lake effect snow our lake effect is nothing like what your guys' lake effect is like. Because I'm an hour and a half from Lake Erie, so nothing near what you guys go through right up there along in New York. Yeah, the weather's weird this year. And it's going to be weird. I think it's going to be weird all summer because I was just in shorts the other day, and it had been freezing here. It was so cold 2 weeks ago that I couldn't open my door, and then 3 or 4 nights ago, it was so warm that I took the dog for a walk. I took the dog for a walk while I was in shorts and just like a flannel shirt. And now I've got 3 inches of snow on the ground. It's about 15 to 20 degrees, somewhere in there. And yeah, it's going to be a weird winter. I got a feeling that all the way around, no matter where you are, it's going to be a crazy winter. Sort of like 2015. 2015 was a really weird winter, and it started out like this, and then it was just like especially where I'm at, it was just frozen for the entire month of February, end of January, into February. It was just completely frozen. There we go. Got our egg wash done for that. Let me find another, get another brush. So I think my other brush is dirty because Val caught me not oiling up the bread, and I did use the other brush for that. Yeah, that's a good possibility, my friend. Made it to 22 degrees there. Wow, yeah, so I'm actually colder than where you are. Well, that's hard to believe because you're up north where I'm at. Because when it comes down to what it comes down to, I really think I'm probably less than 2 hours from Canada by the time it's all said and done. Let's see, I'm gonna do some more. I'm gonna open up this other thing of eggs that I had a neighbor. This was pretty nice, actually. My neighbor came over a couple days ago, and he said, hey, I was going out of town. He was like, hey, do you want a dozen eggs? And normally I buy the brown eggs, but he was going out of town. He's like, I'm afraid these eggs are going to go bad. So I will take those eggs. And we'll use these. We use these in our batter. To batter the chicken up. There you go. All right, so that's out of the way. We'll mix those up. Let's see, I am silly for moist dough bread. Oh, I gotcha. So since we're gonna need this to batter the chicken breast, let's go ahead and get a few eggs into this wash for the dough. And I think for the dough, we're just going to break out the old 1800s big 16-inch griddle, and we're just going to use that and throw everything into there. Got this up to about where I want it. Go up another 75 or 25 degrees on that. And that's what we're going to do. Is the breed of chicken that laid them. Yeah, I've heard a lot of different things about why they're different colors. Sometimes, it just seems like when I get my eggs from, I was getting my eggs from somebody and they were all different colors. Now I knew that is the breed because some of them, there are certain ones that do blue eggs. I was getting blue eggs for a while, and then they didn't have theirs anymore. Thirsty Thursday, bottoms up. Here we go. Got that done. All right. We're moving along quite well. Okay, so we're at 375 in there. And I'm going to bring this over. And I'm going to leave the buns on here, onto the parchment paper. We had Rhode Island Reds that laid brown and white eggs. Yeah. Let's see. I love the look of blue and green egg-shelled eggs. I do too. I've never got, to my knowledge, I've never gotten the green ones, but I damn sure was getting the blue ones for a while. Let's see here. Let's put this parchment paper, put some of that parchment paper down, because we're gonna put parchment paper down on that. And re-glove up. And I think what we'll do for the top of these is we'll do some, let me get some sea salt out. I think we'll salt the tops of those if my salt's not buried, which it isn't, which is nice. So we'll do some salt and we'll do some sesame seeds on top of these buns. I'm just gonna make all of them because I'm gonna end up, I'm gonna throw some of these in the freezer anyway. Hey Radagast, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope you guys are all having a good New Year so far. But like Ron White said about marriage, it's early yet. All kinds of things could, all matter of things could go wrong, right? So, anyway. We'll see what happens. Okay, turn these to the back. Give myself a little bit more room. Move that back there, this way. Bring this other parchment over to here. That one there. There we go. Put that down onto here and down onto here. I think that one was upside down. That needs to go. Yep, that needs to go the other direction. All right, so very cool. All right, so we've got our, get our, those things done. And get these egg washed on the top. Actually, before I do that, I'm just going to put a little X into each one of these. This one, onto that one, onto this one, onto this one. But is everybody having pork and black-eyed peas out there? That seems to be, I'm gonna keep it real now the party's started. What's up? So, yeah, I mean, a lot of people do the pork and black-eyed peas and collard greens and things like that today. I have a pork roast. That was almost the menu for tonight. But as things went on, and I just was deciding what I wanted to have today, I really just couldn't get away from having a fried chicken sandwich. I just really wanted a crispy chicken sandwich and French fries. I don't know if that's because of everything that the New Year's Eve made me want to have some deep fried food today, but that's what I was after. See, we'll just go ahead and put that right over there, and then we'll give it that gloss look, and then we'll lay down our sesame seeds. Double strap the screen, yeah, please do. That was one thing that this channel definitely does not get enough of. Subscribers and like buttons. We had I had 3 subscribers 3 new subscribers after this afternoon thing, and by the time it was over with, I'd lost all 3. I don't know what happens with that. It's the silliest thing I've ever seen. And other YouTubers tell me, they're like, don't take it personal, it happens. But I just think it's so ironic that on here we have all these views, and people that, and I see the stats for it, people stick around beginning to end, and then they just totally unsubscribe after it's over with. I don't know. It's the weirdest thing. Let's see. Everyone get your black-eyed peas. We fried some here and they were pretty good. Yeah, when I was a kid, I was talking about this earlier, how we just never had them. Like, I grew up in a fairly rural area, and a little sea salt on there. My dad did not like black-eyed peas because it was like it was almost like the field. It's like my dad always said it was the field corn of peas. You know what I'm saying? We grew field corn growing up. We grew sweet corn and we grew field corn. And my dad was always like, I'm not big on black-eyed. He wasn't big on it because he always said that it was kind of the field corn. And if you guys know the difference, people that know the difference. Field corn and sweet corn are they're totally different. So anyway, we got these going in. I'm gonna bank this up to another 400 degrees, so this doesn't take all night to cook. But so far so good. And then we're gonna get munching peas and collards as we speak. Yeah, and I don't think I've ever had collard greens either. Now my neighbor lady, she was saying the other day that she's gonna make collard greens for me and bring them over. So I will have them, and she said she's made them for decades. So I'm gonna have firsthand on how to do that, or if I like them or not. So there we go. So let's set the timer at 15 minutes for that, and then we're gonna get over into everything else. It's not every day you get to, and the cool thing is, I mean, that's one of the cool things about cast iron. It's not every single day that you get to go make your hamburger buns on a round griddle that might have been from about 1870. And this doesn't happen like that for a lot of people. So we'll give that a solid 17 minutes and we'll see how those come out. Let's see. Bacon ham or ham hocks. Love collards. Yeah, I mean, I hear good things about them. I've just never myself ever had them. So let's come over here. We're gonna, now supposedly if I would have went 90-10, if I would have went 90% tallow and 10% on oil, it wouldn't foam up. But like I said, I went 50-50. Because I didn't want to get rid of the, I didn't want to really get rid of the oil that I had, and I knew you could blend them. So let's check this out and see where we're at with the temperature on this. Because I don't want it to, I have this thing I've had it heating up fairly slow. Because my tallow was frozen. And it literally, like, what time is it right now? We've been going out about 30 minutes. Like 45 minutes ago, there was still blocks of that in there. So I'm at 213 degrees right now. So that'll give us plenty of time to get our chicken around and get our buns made and all that. So that's cool. We're right where we need to be. Now you have two. No, oh, I see where you're going. I see where. All right, so we're back over to here. So let's get our chicken out, and we're gonna get our fries out. Get our fries. I'm gonna drain these fries, but I'm gonna get the chicken out because I just have two breast from the other day, two chicken keels from the other day, and I'm going to get those onto a paper plate I can eke that out without, there we go, onto a paper plate, and I'm going to get those dried off. That's all they really need. I'm not going to rinse them. They don't need rinsed. There we go. More dishes. Thankfully I got more dishes to do. See you, Huey. Hit the like button on your way out. Let's see. Let's get a paper towel and dry those off. And we'll get our batter together so we can soak those bad boys. There we go. And there we go. Oh, those are two different sizes. These were really thin. The other ones were really thin out of that pack. This one, that last one, that one's really thick. We might have to do that one first. Okay, so those are pretty dry. They've been sitting in there. I drained them off yesterday or 2 days ago when I did all that to begin with. Let's see. William Hurt. I just used the modern version of fatback sold at the supermarket. Traditionally, fatback used to be almost all fat. Nowadays it's 50% steak and lean. Oh, okay. Roger that. Okay, cool. So we got that done. And we got these drying out. So let's go ahead and we'll get a bag together. We'll get a bag around. And freezer bag. And we'll start dumping in our everything into here. Just how I like to bread stuff. Everybody knows I'm not big on plastic, but I'm also not big on making dishes. So we've got our Kentucky kernel here, right there, the seasoned flour. There we go. Flour in there. That should be about enough to do two. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. I'm not really worried about running out because I'm going to the store in the morning. So if I need more, I'll just get it. Okay, so we got that. And then we're going to add... Beverly, what's going on? Salt pork is good for beans. Yes, it is. 100%. So then we're going to put a little bit of chili powder in here. Because we're going to kind of do a spicier chicken sandwich. We don't have to do a ton. Just a little bit of dark chili powder. Just enough to change the color of the... Have to kind of give the flour a little bit of something. There we go. There we are. And a little bit of paprika in there as well. There we go. So if I use chili powder, I gotta use paprika with it. It just seems like that works out so much nicer for everything. And a little bit of the white pepper as well. Because I have just been absolutely obsessed with white pepper. Especially in the Asian dishes. Do you not want it to come out? Humidity. There we go. Just a little bit. A little bit of white pepper goes a long way. Shake that around. There we go. Man, I'm liking that. Let's give it a sniff. See how it smells. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Right there. Right there. That's the flavor I want. My Kentucky kernel, just sometimes you just need to dress it up a little bit and it makes dreams come true. No two ways around it. So let's put this off to the side. So we got our egg wash, we got our lettuce. And I do want to get some mayo out. And we're going to get an aioli together for on top of the chicken. Which isn't going to be anything fancy. It's just going to be some Frank's wing sauce and mayo. Equal parts of that. There we go. And just about the same amount of mayo. And we should be in good shape. Real good shape. There we go. There we go. There's our topping. Can't lose it. Yeah, that's 100%, man. You can't. And that's why I was trying to think of all the stuff I wanted to put on this. The one thing I don't have is tomatoes. And I was not going to drive an hour round trip to go get tomatoes today. Which is one of the things I hate about winter, is because I don't have my garden out back. There we go. You might have to add just a little bit more mayo to that, thicken that up, but we'll see. As I was thinking about this earlier, I was wondering, like, I wonder how blue cheese, like just blue cheese itself, would go into this. And I do have gorgonzola cheese in there, and I'm gonna do 2 sandwiches, so maybe I will try gorgonzola, which is basically blue cheese at the end of the day. Maybe we'll try a little blue cheese on one of them. All right, cool. Let's put that off to the side. That's the way. Okay, let me catch up with the comment section right quick. Ooh, something was held for review. Hopefully it was spicy. See you, Sea Glass. Glad you could stop by. Hope everybody's hitting the like button, if at all possible, because I am gonna. Natalia, are you in here? You better not. Man, quit messing around. What are you doing in here? I'm about to fry chicken. You need to go. You gotta go. There's no reason for you to be here one bit. You're from a fitness channel. Why are you coming in here to learn how to fry chicken? You'll be frying chicken like an American. Yeah, you gotta cut out. I might even have the mods kick you out. I don't want to corrupt you at all. I do not want to corrupt you at all with fried chicken sandwich on yeasty bread with hot sauce aioli with beef tallow. Jeez, Pete. Fitness is here and there. Okay, all right, enter at your own risk, because I say this all the time. Anything on this channel, anything I make on this channel, 9 out of 10 cardiologists recommend that you do not eat it. So you enter at your own risk. You might gain 2 pounds just by being like showing up and stopping by. You probably did. You probably just gained 2 pounds. Just walking in the door. Let's see. Natalia has an amazing show, folks. Yes, she does. Let's see. Ain't she cooks very healthy meals? That's why people love your channel. Why? If they can come here and be bad, they can come here and be. They can come here and yeah. This is the funny thing. These are my cheat. I tell the people all the time. These are my cheat meals. Because like today, I've eaten absolutely. You know what I had today to eat? I had at 8:30 this morning. I had half a grapefruit with stevia on it. That's what I had. That is what I've eaten all day long. These are my cheat meals, and I will stick to that. And that's my story. I'm sticking to it. But let's dry these potatoes off. as best we possibly can. Let's see here. There we go. All right. And we'll get these dried off. And I'm even going to throw these back into there for a second. Throw those back in so we get the rest of it. Because I've only got one wire rack, and I'm going to use that to, I'm going to use that for the buns once those come out. I'm going to let those kind of hang out and chill on there. So I want these dry, because you definitely want stuff, if there's anybody out there watching that's never deep fried before, which, you know, that's a lot of people, you know, you do not want to throw anything wet, overly wet into hot oil, because you will overflow it, which is probably what's going to happen here at some point. Which are not as dry as I'd like them to be. There we go. Exactly 26682. You guys are just in. What's up, Scotty from H-Town? What's going on in Texas? Other than biblical weather that I've been watching all day. I feel bad for you folks down there. I really do. I've got more than half my family, 90% of my family lives in either Florida or Texas. And they always want me to move to those two places. And I watch your guys' weather in biblical disbelief, because it is always doing something extremely horrifying in those places. Texas is flooded. I can remember when I was a little kid, I remember there was a song by Stevie Ray Vaughan called Texas Flood. And that was exactly what all of his music was about, was the floods in Texas. So RIP to the folks down there. I saw that today. Folks in Texas are having a bad time with flooding. But I had a cousin of mine. I asked him why when I went to League City once to see a bunch of my relatives that live in League City, and I was like, "Why are your parks so far down?" And they were like, "Oh, it's okay. It's just where all the flood water goes." I'm like, "What?" They were like, "Yeah, they make the parks that way, so all the flood water goes down there." I'm like, "Wow, that's flooding." Okay, so we got that part done. So we want to have those ready to go. And I'm going to dry that bowl out. Let's see. Scotty Greg Williams, everybody saying hello. Cheers, Scotty. Natalia, are you drinking? Are you drinking? Maybe that's why you're here. Maybe you knew it was Thirsty Thursday. Maybe you knew that it was Thirsty Thursday and you had to come here and have a drink with me. Ooh, that bottle's empty. I bet you are. You say you're not, but I bet you are. And you've just been outed on YouTube. Okay, so those are dry. Those are actually really dry. You could make a martini out of these. They're dry enough. Give them because normally I try to treat potatoes like rice. I rinse them a few times and then I let them soak. But I'm going old school with these. I'm going old school 1990s, hanging out at your parents' house, kind of homemade potatoes, homemade French fries. Let me jump on here. Maria Ross, what's going on? Good to see you. I'm watching here and there. Natalia, why do you not put on there double tap? I'm surprised that Natalia hasn't said double tap at least 3 times and asked me if I'm ever going to make fries and crispy chicken sandwiches. Kind of disappointed. Let's see where I'm at with the buns. I think I'm going to give the buns another 5 minutes because the buns is sort of a rough guesstimate, because everything I'm doing is sort of just made up today. I'm just making stuff as I go. Like and subscribe. There you go. Thank you. Thank you so much. There you go. All right, so we got our potatoes done. I kind of like, yeah, those are good size. Those are good sized. I'm actually, let's take the temperature. Let's go over here and look at this foamy oil that it was not supposed to be foamy. Said if I mixed the two, it wasn't supposed to be foamy. So that's, the internet lies. The internet lies all the time. So let's see where we're at with this. I don't want to turn it up too much. Or I didn't want to turn it up too much until I was about ready to use it. But since I'm about ready to use it, let's see where it's going. And this is why I say you don't have to turn the knobs on your stove. If you just let it sit long enough, it's going to get hot enough. I say it all the time. I say it all the time. Nobody ever believes me. So yeah, we haven't touched that. We touched it. We looked at it a little bit ago. It was at 230 degrees. We have not touched that knob past 3. And right now I am at, if you guys can see it, I'm at 300 and, oh, I don't know how to get this to lock like I did the other one. Where are we at? 310, I think, is where I was. 310. So we are going to bump that up just a little bit. Just about halfway in between 3 and 4. And let that go. Because we do have to cook this stuff. Eventually we have to cook it. So let's get this chicken started and get going to that. Come back over here, we'll move the fries out of the way. Did I mention that I'm loving the island in here now? I am so loving the island. So let's see, where are we at on time? Okay, so we're right on time. Greg, I told you, Greg, I was going to stay on time, and you were all worried about it. And you were like, oh man, you're going to go over. You're going to be done too quick. You were all about those things. I said, no, I got it. Everything's going to work out just fine. Everything's going to be just fine. Let's see. There we go. Somebody talking about Jedis? What's going on in there? Kong Dobrego Wechi Jedi? What's the pace is solid. Thank you so much, Greg. Glad you were here. Glad you're here, by the way. So let's get our dredge going, because we do want to have this done in about 30 minutes. I think we're gonna make that easy. So let's get out the Fire King. I never really get out. I do collect a lot of glass as well. And if you guys can see that, that's the 1950s Fire King pie plate. Look how much shorter the sides are for the old style pies. The pies were smaller. Everybody says everything shrank in the last so many years. Some things have gotten bigger. They really have. So let's get our pie is one of them. So let's get that into there. And we'll let our chicken kind of hang out in there just a second. We're gonna let that sit in there for just a minute. Because I know this sounds crazy, but what I do have to do is, my dog is being insanely quiet. Like, to the point where I'm wondering, to be honest, what is that dog doing? Like, she is just, I don't know if she's just acting weird. She's been acting weird all day. She's been sniffing all over the house. She's been, I don't know. She doesn't want to OUT. But usually, once I get to this point, once the chicken's out, once the eggs are out, once all these things are out, you guys know somebody comes a-running. So let me go see what she's doing real quick. You guys talk amongst yourself, check out the chicken, and I will be right back. I'm gonna go back into the back of the house and see if everything's okay. I think you were hiding. You were hiding in your new den. That's what was going on. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, guys. I put together a den for the dog, and I didn't see her in there. But I think what she did is she got to the bottom of the blankets of it. She's got a new, the den and the bedding in there is all new to her. So I was throwing treats in there earlier, and so I think that's what she might have been doing. She's doing 2 more minutes on those. Yeah, I think she was in there hanging out in her new den. But I just didn't see her. All right, cool. What's up, Kevin Mahong? Good to see you, buddy. We interrupt this program. The regularly scheduled dog, yeah, 100%. Well, when I can't find her, it does make me nervous. If I don't see her like off in the distance, you know. And she has been acting really, this whole thing with all the weather, I mean, she's not quite 2 years old, but this is only her second winter, and she does not know what to do with it. She has no idea what to do with this wintertime stuff. She can't go out, and sniff things, she can't go out and do what she normally does. It kind of screws her up. All right. Yeah, it definitely screws the dog up. And I know I don't always say it, but I do kind of like the dog a little bit. Okay. There we go. There we are. Right. And we're going to throw a French fry in there. We're going to see how the French fries do in there. That's really foamy. It wasn't supposed to be foamy at all. That is really weird. Like I did everything I could to make sure that we didn't have foamy oil. And just the absolute complete opposite has happened. But once the fries come up, once that French fry comes up on top, I'm going to dump all those fries in there. And we're going to check where it is now that I've thrown the chicken in there as well. Those buns are getting ready to be done as well. Yeah, that dropped down to 320. I wanted it to be about 5 degrees higher than that. I wanted it to be about 5 degrees higher than that. And I know it only sounds like 5 degrees, but to me that makes a difference. There we go. Me, my dog goes underneath his blanket like a sleeping bag because of the hours most of the day. Dude, this dog, a few years ago, I decided that every morning I was going to make my bed, right? So every morning I get up, no matter what, no matter how I feel, sick, in a hurry, no matter what, I make my bed. And then I got this dog. And then this dog decides that no matter, even if I make my bed, and then if I can't, like she'll just be missing. But I'll go back to my bedroom and I look onto my bed and my bed looks like a beehive. It's like wadded into this like weird beaver dam sort of circle, and that's what I have. And then she's in the middle of it, like every single time. Every single time, this dog's in the middle of that bed, and it's made this beehive, otter, sort of beaver dam sort of thing in my bed. And she never used to do it. She used to just hang out in the living room. And this whole past winter, I don't know why she started, or it feels like that she needs to do that, but she definitely feels like she needs to do that. Let me check one of these rolls. I'm gonna check one of these buns and see how it's looking. Let's see what we got. What we're working with. There's our buns. There's the buns. Let's try to take those out. Oh, that French fry came to the top. I don't think it's done though. It doesn't look done. It doesn't have that crispy, golden deliciousness look on it yet. There you go. Make sure that chicken's not stuck to the bottom either. And we'll watch where that gets up to. But we're doing great on time. I mean, we're at just over an hour we started doing this. Got a flip onto the other side. And I don't want to add any more of the fries in there until that grease, the tallow, comes back up to where I want the tallow to be. Which I want that tallow to be up over 350 before I add any more fries to this. Why are you acting up? Oh, quit acting up. Yeah, you really need to get back up to temperature. Yeah, it's really dropped below. I don't know why that's dropped so low. Once I put all that in there. I need that to be a lot higher. I'm not going to go any higher than halfway up though. Okay, anyway. We'll know when it's done, when it comes up to the top. But since that fry's, I think the fry's lying to me, and it says that it's done. But I don't think that it is. I don't think it is. Let me cook. You got lots in here. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not even close. But I think what we are getting close to is those buns being done. And I definitely want to get those out onto a rack and get those cooling down. We need to get those done into the cooling down stage as well. Alright. So I've totally lost track on how much time. Hey Bronx, what's going on, buddy? Bronxzilla in the house. What's going on, buddy? Yeah, I've totally. I'm gonna do an internal check on these buns because I want those to be about 200 degrees. Let's see what we got going on for here. Oh, it's on Celsius. There we go. I was like, man, that can't be possible. Good. Yeah, well, those are done. They're at 205. I was going to say, like 100 degrees from the inside of those buns? There's no possible way. All right, so those timers, right? Clear that off. Get some mitts out. And we'll get those onto the wire rack. And we got one thing out of the way. So the buns are done. Waiting on our chicken. I'm going to throw those fries in there. The fries should be done. So we got a good spot on here. There we go. There we are. There we are with that. I'll take that. So the bun, so these are really looking nice. Heck yeah, let those cool a little bit and then we'll cut them. If you cut them now, they'll be a little gummy in the center. But those are hitting in right at 205 degrees. So So I'll take that. I will definitely take that where it is. And I got these gloves on. We can kind of take a look at one. Look at that. That bun came out great. It's got that separation right along that cut line. I'm gonna check the temperature on the oil again and see where it is. Because I got a feeling we are right about where we need to be to throw the rest of those fries in there. We're at 340 degrees. I'm going to crank that up just a little bit more because we're toward the end with the chicken, and the chicken is getting close. And you guys back over here for right now. You can see that it's starting to kind of tip up. So I added about a little bit past that. And we're going to start dropping these fries in. But I don't want to go too crazy because I don't want this to burl over. There we go. And I don't want to take the temperature down too far. So, should be alright with that amount. But I want to have enough fries at the same time to have with my sandwich. So there we go. So I've got all night. I've got all night to do this. I've got all night to eat sandwiches and do whatever it is I'm going to do. So there we go with that. So it didn't boil over. We got our fries going in there. There's still that one fry that's kind of hanging out on that one side. And let's, where's my tongs? Move these off to the side as well. Move these bad boys over there. Yeah, this island's a blessing. Just wipe this spot off real quick. Get out some boats. Get some boats out with, there we go. Get a couple boats out with some paper towels in them for our fries and our sandwich. There we go. Yeah, let's check these out. See how it's doing in there. Look at that. That is coming along great. Yeah, boy. I'm taking that. I'll take that all the way there. I'll take that all the way home. There we go. Yeah, so we're sort of in the last stretch with that. Seeing how these buns are going to cool off. Give those buns about 5 minutes, and then I'll cut those down. I'm going to cut one of those in half, and then we'll have our aioli kind of thing, and some French fries. And I'll have everything ready to go. Digging it, digging it. What's HB doing? What's going on, Ronald? I'm making crispy chicken sandwich with some fries. What are you doing? Makes me hungry. Yeah. You make me want to work out, Natalia. No, but I do my Tai Chi in the morning. I do my 5 minutes of sledgehammer, 5-10 minutes of sledgehammer a day. Let's get a good look at the center of this bad boy. See where it's coming in at. This is the thicker one. So this is the thicker of the two chicken breasts. There we go, 209. Let me go this a little bit farther in there. 205. 188. See, the farther I go in there, I'll take 188 though. I will take 188. as far as my sandwich being. All right, let's drop that back in there for a second. And then we'll get the paper towels out and we'll get that out of there. And we'll get that one ready to eat. I like my chicken a little bit more well done, if you know what I'm saying. $1.88 and all is well. There we go. Very cool, very cool. Let those fries kind of show out. So I'm going to make that other one too. One of the nice things about fasting all day, when it's time to smash, it's time to smash. So we'll let that one hang out on the plate. And let these fries kind of do their thing. I'll flip these around. Man, there's nothing more. This is the coolest sound of deep frying thing. It's got the bubbles and it's got all that stuff. Super cool. I love it. But I'm gonna let those get good and golden brown before I do anything to them. Anything else, much more than that. Plus, I still got a couple that are floating down there toward the bottom. So let's bang over to here and get our sandwich started anyway. Yeah, like that. Man, that looks great. Can you guys see that? That's Lee's chicken right there. So we'll set that over into the other island. We'll grab one of our buns and we'll check out what it looks like on the inside. It should be fine. Don't look, Val. There we go. Ooh, the bottom came off. Oh, yeah. That's ridiculous. That is just ridiculous right there. Some of that. Somebody told me that that's that Raising Cane sauce is. I've never had Raising Cane's, but I've heard that it's just like Frank's hot sauce and mayo with ketchup. But I don't know. I've never had it, so I could be. And that is one of my goals for this year, is to spread as much internet disinformation as I possibly can. I think I owe it to everybody. So take that and we'll set that on there. There we go. And we'll get that part onto here. I almost feel like it needs pickles. Don't you think like a chicken sandwich needs pickles? I wonder if I have pickles. I don't see any. I see relish, but it's sweet relish. I don't know. I'm not feeling the same about sweet relish as I am about that. Okay, so the fries look pretty done. So I'm going to get those off of there. I'm going to grab them out real quick. Man, I think we're kind of in the home stretch. We're rounding third and heading for home on this. But I will definitely take a crispy chicken sandwich and some homemade fries any day of the week. There we go. Let's get that. Let's get that made. Turn the temperature down on that oil. So you can just tell the fries were done. Can you see the fries? Nothing special, no 2 or 3 dips, no anything like that. A little lettuce on here. Just a smidge onto there. And more importantly, onto here. That way we can flip it over. And it looks good. There we go. What do you think? There, that looks like a crispy chicken sandwich. And we just need a little bit of ketchup for the fries and some malt vinegar. And we're going to be ready to give this a day in court. Let's see. A little vinegar. There we go. Some salt. I almost forgot to salt the fries. Some salt. Those weren't even in the picture. Let's see. Mary, how are you this morning or this evening? Geez, I've been on here so long today, I forgot what time it is. And I don't like to put my ketchup in with the other, and we'll get another. Oh, I have that. I already have it. Never mind. I already have my other boat. There we go. There you go. Now you're at Coney Island. What's up? Let's give these fries a try. That's what I'm talking about right there. Boom. Nothing fancy. No 3 or 4 rinses. No overnight in the refrigerator. Just cut up potatoes, cold water 15 minutes, dried off really nice, and some nice hot oil in that tallow. And boy, that tallow is tasting good. Yeah, that beef tallow, I can definitely taste the difference between using regular. Man, those are, I can't even stop eating them. Wow. Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. They could have been a little crispier. I could have left them in a little longer, but as soon as you hit them with vinegar, they all get soft. Well, that is really good. Let me try the sandwich. Hopefully the sandwich has cooled down. Let me grab a drink, just in case that sandwich tries to sneak up and be really like blasting hot. Because I got the feeling that that's what it's going to do. There we go. I got a feeling that's what's going to happen. And that bread looks good. Wow. Wow, that's good. And if you guys can see right through there, that chicken came out great. It's not all dried out and stringy looking. That's actually really, that sauce has got a little bite, but damn, that is really good. There we go. Yeah, Happy New Year to everybody. Yeah, these fries are great, man. I'd definitely take that all day long. Wow. Read some of the comments here. Most everybody's just going Happy New Year, which is awesome. Which is really cool. Yeah, maybe could have left the fries. I don't know. They're pretty crispy. Some are crispier than others, but like I said, as soon as you hit anything with malted vinegar, it automatically kind of softens it up. I think that's why some of them are really crispy and some of them aren't, but I will definitely take that all day long. You're making me hungry, Radagas says. Dude, I was sitting here making myself hungry. Like I've had like I said, I had half a grapefruit today. And knowing that this was on the way, wow, that is really good. I'm gonna take another bite of that. The batter alone on that chicken is like, that's awesome. That is really good. But I really can't get over how much the French fries taste different with using that tallow. It really is. I mean, that's a completely different animal. Like I said, I think some of it's the size that I cut them in. But they've got a nice, the ones that are crunchy are super crunchy. And just the flavor is just, the flavor overall is just, I mean, I can tell the difference between that and the other. But a crispy chicken sandwich, homemade buns, fresh cut fries with a little bit of vinegar and ketchup. It's definitely a good way to start the new year. 100%. See if we can't get that beagle out. I bet that beagle wants a French fry. Biggs, you want a French fry? Biggs. There she comes. Click, click, click. You want a French fry? You love fries. All right, give me a spin, kid. Give me a spin. There you go, in your new T-shirt. She's security, in case anybody knows. Everybody can't tell. That's my security unit for the hacienda. So there she is. You want another one? You got to give me another spin though. Yeah, I think some of these could have just used a little bit more time. I cut these fries really big. Give me another spin, kid. There you go. There you go. I don't think there's any possibility though she's going to be wearing the hat. The hat was like, the hats have been like a 5-second kind of thing. You were completely safe with the uniform. Yeah, she's wearing a windbreaker. She's wearing it. I mean, you know, I can probably lower my homeowner's insurance because she's wearing a security windbreaker. So I've got all I need. Oh, that's funny. Let's see. Let's see. Into the kit. The click, click, click. Here comes the Biggsy to do the trick. There you go. I like that. I like that. Yeah. So my security team's in here. She's about to get fed. I know that she's just, I don't know what that is. I think you picked up a potato peel, Goofy. I think that was a potato peel that fell off the counter. Oh, you silly beagle. All right, well, anyway, I'm going to jump off here. We've been doing this for 90 minutes. I'm going to jump off of here. I'm going to finish my sandwich, finish my fries. I'm actually going to make another sandwich and some more French fries. But let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of your vacations and the holiday itself today. And I will see you guys on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Wow, it sounds early. But anyway, I will see you guys then. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and I will see you guys Sunday in the comment section. All right, see you.